Lewis Hart for The Ring magazine, joined today here with Don Charles at the farm in London. My first time here, good to be here. Appreciate you letting me come down. Don, good to be seeing you. Yeah, how's things? How are you?
Down, but not out.
Yeah, okay. Good to hear. I guess good to hear that spirits are still somewhat okay. But yeah, I guess sort of just jumping into that. Obviously fresh from defeat on Saturday night to Oleksandr Usyk. No doubt a disappointing performance at night for yourself. Yeah, I guess what was your main reflection, I guess, on Saturday night and what went on there?
Well, you know, it's not the first time we've been in a big fight and sustained a loss as a coach. So unless someone has experienced it, every loss is a loss, no matter at what level. The higher profile the fight, the higher the rewards are. The highs are very high and the lows are extremely low. And trust me, it's one of those experiences you would have to experience it to really get the full feeling of it. It's like I said, it's you go to bed, you sleep, you wake up, and you feel so flat when you wake up. It's a really sickening, horrible feeling. But as time goes on, it kind of starts to evaporate, you know. And yeah, the minute you get another fight, then you fix up. It's all a mental thing, you know. But trust me, it's very, very hard, especially a fight of this magnitude. The team had on Saturday. Yeah, but my spirits are up. Physically weak, but my spirits are up. They have to be up.
You mentioned it there, and I guess as a trainer, how do you process loss? Like how do you sort of deal with that idea of loss? Because boxing is very different. It's not like football where, you know, your football team loses, we'll get it back next week. Boxing is very different to that. So as years have gone on, your experience has gone on, whether, you know, yourself fighting, but now being a trainer as well, how do you process that idea of loss? Well,
you can never get, it's not a good habit. Yeah. Winning is a habit and losing is also a habit. So it's not a question of something you like to experience. Hence why you work so hard in training in camp, so that it reduces the chances of sustaining a loss, to have this horrible feeling that everybody who's had a loss will tell you is the same. I'm not exempt. Nobody's exempt from a loss. So every boxer, very rare, unless your name is Oleksandr Usyk, Floyd Mayweather, yeah, Andre Ward, Joe Calzaghe, our very own Joe Calzaghe. Very, very few boxers, a very, very low percentage of a boxer historically goes through their career without sustaining a loss or two. So the percentage, I don't know if it equates to 1%, 0.5% of boxers in the history of the sport go through the career without sustaining a loss, yeah? But there's a big taboo on it as well, okay? Nobody wants to lose, but it's a big taboo on it. Everyone looks at you like you smell when you lose. People, what makes me, yeah, when I say love, even people that know you, yeah, almost like everyone I've seen this week, it's almost they're looking at you like waiting for you to say something, and they genuinely feel for you, but there's things, you know, feeling sorry for you. And I always have to remind people, nobody has died yet. We've lost a boxing fight, okay? We didn't want to lose, but we lost. The better man won. So when you win, like I said, the highs, you can't explain the highs, you know? Yeah, anyway, look. On to the next. No point in dwelling. That's what I keep telling myself, telling my fighter. In fact, you missed him. He was here literally 30 minutes ago, Daniel. Okay. Yeah, he called me. That's what you're dealing with. He called me earlier on, literally an hour notice I had. He said, "Coach, where are you?" I said, "I am where I am." Yeah. I was miles away. I said, "Why?" He said, "Oh." And then when I hear him, I couldn't know. That means gym time. Yeah. This guy had a fight on Saturday, lost the fight. He's called me earlier on today, "Coach." I said, "You know what? Come in," because it's the environment. He misses the environment, you know? Even if we didn't throw a punch, we did when he got here. Yeah? Yeah. When I spoke to him, I just wanted him to come. He felt like he wanted to come. I said, "Right, come." And he doesn't live near here. got in his car, got here. I just wanted to talk. He wanted to talk also. He got here, we spoke, we discussed it, went through it, and said, right, let's go, warm up. And we did what we did. And that's remarkable, and that's really good. That's a way of exercising, because, you know, when you're, how can I put it, bored, you know, for a fighter, this kid is always active, training. So can you imagine, he had a fight on Saturday, and I bet you if I asked him to come in yesterday, he would have, you know, it's in his system.
What was Daniel's spirits like when he was in the gym? Like, how was he?
Well, earlier on?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he's a very resilient young man. He's a very determined young man. You know, I think he's going away in the next couple of days for a break, a well-deserved break. Because since I've been training down at the world, this 2 years now, we've gone from camp to camp to camp to camp non-stop. You know, he has little breaks after every fight. He has a little break, granted. But he's gone from camp to camp to camp. Even the Joseph Parker camp that we didn't fight, he didn't fight, but it was still a full camp.
Yeah, cool.
Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, remarkable.
Was there anything that surprised you from Oleksandr Usyk on Saturday night with the way he performed?
No. Just one thing. He was more aggressive than normal. He was more. His approach was of that of aggression, you know, it worked for them, you know.
Yeah. Was that surprising for yourself?
No, because we actually anticipated that. What he was weighing, the way I thought we were prepared for any eventuality anyway. Okay.
Yeah.
He knew we were going to be aggressive, because Dano all throughout the press conferences was saying it's going to be chaotic. It's going to be chaos. The word chaos was consistent. So obviously, when someone's saying to you it's going to be chaos, it's going to be chaos. Yeah. So you prepare. So he came out pretty aggressive.
Yeah. Was there anything in the build-up you regret, in a sense? Because everyone, sort of a lot of narrative that was painted by people was saying, like, sort of Team Dubois got Usyk rattled, or they rolled him up.
Let them talk.
Was there
I don't regret nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. Whatever we say, there's a ploy, there's a reason why one would say what we said, what I said. I did most of the talking. Yes, I did. Yeah? And had it worked, I'm a genius, right? Yeah. So it didn't work, so I'm not a genius.
Yeah. In your opinion, Donya, you'd have seen there's been a lot that's come out sort of since the fight, and a lot of people's different opinions. And almost everyone's got an opinion.
Correct.
Sort of after the fight.
Yeah.
How have you felt with the reaction since the fight, and a lot of the stuff sort of aimed, especially towards yourself and Daniel?
Yeah. It's good. It's good for people to talk, because when it's bad, it's when people are not talking about you. Yeah? Yeah. So irrespective of their opinions and their talks, let them talk. That's the nature of the game. That's the nature of, let them talk. It's talk, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah?
Yeah.
The only time it becomes a problem, if it becomes physical, then we've got to fight.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Is part of it frustrating though to hear, because, you know, with someone like Daniel, but he's gone from, you know, sort of knocking at AJ being on top of the world to then now people say, look, like Tony Bellew, for example, say like he doesn't want to box and this and that. So
really,
like, for him to sort of, for that contrast to become the two, like, is that frustrating for you?
Well, that's Mr. Bellew's opinion, isn't it? Mm-hmm. We don't have to agree with it. It's his opinion, right? So, you know, I've grown to learn. It used to affect me years ago when I first got into the industry, because I didn't know the industry, how vicious and the amount of jealousy that's involved. The amount of jealousy kills internally. It festers. Yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course, yeah.
You know, it's quite sad. It's quite sad.
Yeah. When you talk about the jealousy, where do you think that comes from? Is that towards like Daniel and yourself then?
No, not me. No, I'm exempt from that. I'm a coach. The boxer who's achieving is young. He's got everything there is to have. So they're looking for something to put you down, to make themselves feel better. Yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The easiest job in the world is to become a critic.
Yeah.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. So people who hate, people who are jealous, people who talk all this nonsense, they're all moronic imbeciles. All right? Because the way for them to feel good in themselves is to condemn and criticize people who are attempting to better their lives, people who are attempting to become great, who dare to be great. Daniel Dubois, the young 27-year-old fighter, dared to be great. That's what he did on Saturday. He came up short to a boxer who probably retire unbeaten, a boxer who will go down in history as one of the greatest to ever have put a pair of boxing gloves, okay? I'd rather fail daring to be great than fail from being a bum sitting at home, opening my mouth and criticizing somebody who's chasing their dreams.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And I know you said, a lot of it is all talk, but is there any part of you where it does sort of get affected? When many critics will talk about Daniel staying down, Daniel quitting in the fight.
Yeah, that's your opinion.
Yeah, but is that part of not that disappointing? Because that's your fighter at the end of the day.
Well, of course. Listen, I'm saying my opinion, right? It's distasteful because all these people, what disappoints them, they've all been in the ring, and a lot of them have sustained knockouts inflicted upon themselves, all right? So did you quit when you got knocked out? Is that quitting? Let me give you a scenario here. UFC, MMA fighters, they're probably the toughest guy, tougher than boxers, right? Now, when they in a chokehold or whatever and they tap out, they physically say, I want out. Is that quitting?
I mean, no, it's not. Not in my opinion.
They're literally, the way out is to tap out. Yeah. I'm curious. I'm asking because I want to get people's opinion. Is that quitting?
I think it's a hard one. I mean, I would say, in my opinion, it's a hard one. Like,
why?
Because
they want out.
Different. I guess so. If you, in that sense,
there's no way of dressing it up. They want out.
Yeah.
So if you can label somebody who's been knocked out with a tremendous shot, my guy received from Oleksandr Usyk, it was a tremendous shot. And what I'm actually proud of him, most people would have stayed and laid down flat. It was a horrible shot. He took the count, got up at the last second of it, yeah, and made his way back to the corner. Yeah. Normally, people get given oxygen from that sort of knockout.
Yeah. But I think that's people's point, Don. That's what the point come from, is the way that he got up and walked back to the corner.
Correct.
Yeah. But
what's wrong with that?
That's why people would say that
they want to see him carried on a stretcher, yeah?
No, I mean,
that's what. If they don't want him to walk back to his... Where else is he supposed to walk to?
That's not,
no, you're asking me the question. I'm asking you.
I mean, I understand.
Let's for one moment freeze out the audience here. These people who are saying... I'm asking you straight question.
Yeah.
Where should he have walked to?
Well... obviously, I'm not saying like this. But
no, I'm asking you. Answer the question. I'm answering your question.
Yeah.
Sorry to appear. I'm not being aggressive towards you. But what annoys me, I'm asking you, right? I'm trying to get you to ascertain the logic. What's the logic? I'm asking you a straight question. Where should the referee has waved the fight off? It's done.
Yeah.
Where should he have walked to?
I mean, obviously the corner, but
which corner?
I mean, the corner that yourself was in.
That's what he did.
Yeah.
So I don't know why people have a problem. The fighter just got knocked. Maybe he was still confused. Maybe, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So his senses at that time says, because he can recognize us, familiar territory, familiar home. Corner is home. Mm-hmm. So the young man, and I'm very proud of him for doing that, because, like I said, I'd like to see some people get hit with that shot he got hit with, and to even get up on the count. Okay, it was too late when he got up, as in he didn't make the count.
Yeah.
There is such a thing, didn't make the count. And I'm glad he didn't make the count, because to get up from that second knockdown, and then if he fought on, and potentially, Usyk, obviously, the natural thing to do is to jump on him, and we won't be sitting here talking about Daniel Dubois. It would be, God forbid, he's ended up in hospital because he got up. He was too brave for him to satisfy the audience's thirst for blood, how can I put it? Their quest for like disaster. Yeah. God is great, because that young man got up, made his way back to the corner, was coherent soon after that, right? Because I was asking him certain questions. And the medicals did what they did straight away in the corner and ascertained that he's fine. That young man was in this gym today. I prefer that I'm going to the hospital to visit that young man. There's a lot of difference.
Of course.
So I always say, behave yourself, watch what you're saying, watch what you're putting out to the universe, because it has a tendency of coming back to you. Leave this young man alone. He's achieved, he's 27 years old. 27 years old. He's now a former world champion. And our desire is to then regroup. This fight was a short fight. It was a 5-round fight, and he was in the fight before he sustained that knockout loss. Yeah? So he wasn't getting beaten up.
Yeah.
Yeah? Round per round, then sustained the knockout. There's a lot of difference. He's fresh, hence why he came into this gym today. He wasn't in a grueling fight and then got knocked out. The fight was ready. The fight hadn't even started. It was started to warm up. The fight was started to warm up. And they were in exchange. They were trading. He got knocked out during a trade. They were trade-off. And Usyk being the IQ guy, Daniel threw a right hand, straight right, which partially caught Usyk. And Usyk took the sting out of it and then came back with a long left hook counter. Yeah, tremendous timing, tremendous shot. I don't have no problem with that. So why do you have problem with that?
That's for the audience to answer. I wanted to ask about the corner, Don. For yourself, you'd have been in many different corners, very, very experienced. For yourself, a lot of people had critics of that, of the corner. How do you respond to that? And for yourself being in that corner, do you feel like that's the way it was productive for that fight and for previous fights? I know it's been similar.
I'm glad you said previous fights, because that same frantic, chaotic, has been called everything. Yeah, abnormal. That's my one. I'm calling it abnormal corner. Yeah, I'm not saying to people for 1 minute that what they're saying is not what's... Yeah, it is a frantic corner, chaotic corner. But guess what? That frantic, chaotic corner had gotten us the previous results we got against Miller, Hrgovic, and AJ. The same frantic corner. Yeah? I'm not saying it's right. It didn't work for us on Saturday. So obviously we have to go back and address that and look what we can do better.
I guess that's what I mean in a sense of you saying that. It's like that's what's worked for him previously, and it's like, do you feel like there's a lack of understanding from people?
No,
like,
there's no lack. From the
people in terms of that's what works for that fighter.
That's not what's deemed as the norm. It isn't the norm. Yeah, it's an unconventional corner. Yes, it is, but it seems to work. But obviously, I'm not that stupid that. As a head coach, I will address that. That it shouldn't be that frantic. It shouldn't be that chaotic. No. Yeah. So I'm not ignorant. I will go back and look at it. Especially, you only look at it when it goes wrong. Okay. It went wrong for us on Saturday. Yeah. And the biggest fight of my career as a coaching career, coach, and Daniel Dubois, the fighter, the team, is the biggest night of all concerned, and we lost. Somebody had to lose, and it was us. In the heavyweight division, it could be anyone. Yeah, it could be. Only if. No, there's no only ifs. What happened is what happened. Yeah. All I know, my guy was in the fight. Okay. It's not like how people are describing it. I've seen the fight and I've watched it again and again. The same fight, but Daniel got out of class. My guy was in the fight. Okay? He was in the fight. And the rounds that Usyk was winning prior to the knockout, they were marginal. He was, because of his experience, every 20 seconds at the end of every round, he pressed hard to win. Those rounds were shaded like that. I think I gave us the third round, and the first, they could have shared the first. Second, Usyk won, and the fourth, Usyk shaded the fourth. So you could easily say it's a 2-2 going into the 5, or 3-1 to Usyk going into the 5th. So, you know, people can let them talk. That's our theme in the gym. Between all the team Dubois is let them talk. Keep talking. Talk is cheap.
Yeah, and I know you answered a similar question from Simon Jordan on TalkSport, but with everything that went on pre-fight, was you fully confident with Dubois there going in that he was fully prepared for that Usyk fight?
100 million%, because that's the same gathering that a lot was made of the ring walk for the AJ fight. A lot was made of it, yeah? And what gave birth to that ring walk was the same gathering, okay? So it was only right to try and replicate the recipe that delivered success.
Yeah. Was you disappointed in Simon Jordan for coming out and saying that? Because
no,
but obviously it happened before the AJ fight, and no one said anything.
Correct,
the AJ
because
fight.
it worked. So the focus was then on the fight and the victory and the ring walk, right?
Yeah.
So when it doesn't work, then there's an inquest, yeah? There's an inquest when it doesn't work. Had we won on Saturday, everybody will be copying that. Yeah. Everybody will be doing... There's a UFC fighter, Ilia Topuria. Yeah. I believe, and I've seen, he does something similar. Yeah? So, you know, it's very, very easy to shoot at people verbally, but bring it on. Yeah. Bring it on, because you're actually... I'm good, but you're making me work harder to be better, to perfect what I do. Daniel Dubois, I told him that earlier on. The more you guys don't realize what you're doing, you're fueling the fire. Please carry on. Throw more insults. Throw more criticism. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I know we spoke about the corner there, and you said, you know, it's not a normal corner. Like when you, for yourself as a trainer, when you do hear that your fighters having a gathering, is there not part of you that is concerned, being like, look,
no.
Okay.
Because, you know, it was a cultural gathering. Let me put another label to it. It was a cultural gathering, yeah? So different things make different people tick. Different things make... People have rituals they do. I'm sure fighters all over the world, they have their own ritual there. Some people might choose to be isolated, just alone with music, listening. People do all sorts of things, yeah? Okay? Yeah. And everyone has their own ritual, their own routine. Who am I to tell you that your routine is you shouldn't do it, yeah? Yeah. Look, this is probably the last interview I'm going to give on this, because all week, and it's my duty. Yeah. It's all very well when you win and, you know, everybody wants to talk to you, and I do it. So hence why from day one, after we sustained that loss, literally within 2 hours, I gave my very first interview, because there's no place to hide. The worst thing I could probably do is hide. Where's Team Dubois? Yeah? We're here. We're not going anywhere. Yeah. We're still here.
Well, I appreciate that, Don. I do appreciate you speaking to me. But with the cultural gathering that you say there, a lot of people have, you know, questioned the people around Dubois.
You can question it as long as you want. It is what it is. So get used to it.
Yeah. And speaking to Tony Peel, who works with the corner for yourself, you know, he told me today about a lot was made about Dubois arriving late to the arena. But one thing that was happened was both their hands got wrapped at the same time.
At the same time, simultaneously.
Yeah, so I wanted to bring that up, obviously, for you to defend that. Yeah.
Tony Peel went to Usyk's room to monitor his hands being wrapped, and they sent one of their Team Usyk, to our room simultaneously. So I don't know whether, even if Usyk had wrapped his hands 30 minutes before, I still had 90 minutes upon arrival. Daniel Dubois arriving, I still had 90 minutes. You can complete a full game of football in 90 minutes, more than ample. And also, I don't like my fighters being in the dressing room for too long. Yeah? Okay? In and out. 90 minutes is more than ample. Nothing was rushed. His hands was wrapped properly. Good time. There was no rush in that. The warm-up, the tune-up was as normal. Okay, so it's not like he was rushed into the ring and stuff. No, everything went according to plan. Because
I know there was obviously reports of him walking to the arena. I don't know if what you knew about that. Of Dubois,
walking to the arena?
Dubois walking on foot to Wembley. I know that was sort of one of the reports that come out.
From where?
I assume from the hotel. Well, I'm not sure where it would have been, but that's what.
Listen, there's so many things flying around, and it's done. It's all done now. I mean, are you going to persecute us anymore? We didn't go there to look. We dared to be great. Daniel Dubois, the fighter, dared to be great, and the supporting team dared to be great. We fell short. Guess what? You get up, you dust up, you go again. We go again.
And that was going to lead me on to, I guess, what's next for Dubois? You know, when it looks like a return for yourself, for himself, how would you like a return for Daniel Dubois back to the ring?
It's too premature to me to discuss that, because there's a conversation that needs to be had with the promoter, Frank Warren, Judge Warren, yeah? Once we've had that conversation, we still got to go and face the music, because I'm dreading it, because they're going to read us the riot act, because obviously they're making all these, presenting all these opportunities, and they'd like to know that we're serious in what we're doing, and we have to go into that office soon. Then will I be able to answer you what's next? Yeah, I mean, we're in the game. Daniel Dubois' stock, as far as I'm concerned, is still intact. Yeah? Because you don't fight for the undisputed and lose to the type of character that you lost to, and then for you to then, you're no good. No. Daniel Dubois is an exceptional fighter, young fighter, and it's my duty, and I'm so driven, I'm so determined to keep putting layers and layers and layers. Yeah, he has age on his side. Yeah, watch this space, watch the development, keep talking.
Don, look, appreciate you letting me come down to the gym there. Always appreciate talking to yourself. Yeah, appreciate taking the time. Obviously, I know you said there that you're going to sort of come out and talk, so I do appreciate talking to myself. Thank you as always.
Okay, thank you for coming, and God bless you, man.
Thank you. Cheers.